Okay, so we are going to talk about the process, the method of Hanoi in the program with the software Java. So first I put a counter variable called I that indicates the steps to change the the prints of the process. So and this variable n indicates the number of the disk, and this is the recursive method for the towers of Hanoi, and indicates the numbers of the disks. One is for the initial tower, two is the temporal tower, and third is for the and three is for the final tower. So if n is more than 0, um, pass to call Hanoi, n less 1, the initial is the initial, but the final tower change to the temporal tower, and do this process until n um, is less than 0. So number of the disk in the so number of disk is 5, such as to the video. So n is 5, and then n is 4. Sorry, and then calls the recursive method, and n is 4, and the temporal tower changed with the final tower. So do this process again, again, and again, and again. So n is 0 for so for this indicate that is nothing to do because n is 0, so the program can do this process. We return to the previously. So in this case we return to the previously method and prints the first line, and the first line indicates that we we should to pass the first disk is pass the initial tower to the final tower, that is 3. So for the initial tower to the third tower, and then calls to the other method, to the recursive methods that change um, the temporal tower with the initial tower, but is 0, so the program can't do the other steps. Return to the second, so return to the second uh, with the previously process when n is 2, and print the one to the second. So when like uh, like n is 2, calls the previously method, and 1 is not the initial, so in this case the initial is 3 changed to the temporal, and then it calls to the to move this the previously and change the temporal tower to the final tower. So the temporal is 2 and the final tower is 1, but n is 0, so the program can do the procediment, return to the previously, and then print that they change the initial tower, the other disk 3, to the second tower, because it's final. And the program do the same steps. And finally, the step is in 31, that previously we talked about the limit of the movements can do in this game. So 31 is the minimum, the steps of change to change all the disk in all the disks for all the disks of the initial tower to the until to the final tower, that is third.